welcome back to the third episode of Retrospective Progression. Last episode, we did a lot over on our little island over there where we're going to put our growly challenges and made our little pedestal and even made a nice little tunnel from over here to over there. But in order for us to continue working on our growly challenge, I decided to do a little bit of off-camera mining. So, went down into the mine shaft at the mining tower, and let me show you what I've got done. Alright, so here we are down in our little mine shaft. I did do a little bit of extra digging. I'll show you what I've got there, but I did start doing a little bit of mining down in these areas. As you can see, there's some progress that has been made, but some of it does seem to be a little bit closer. And, well, that's because lava pools start at Y level 10, which means that these areas here are where lava is. Like, I mined through it and there's lava. And that was not being very helpful for me. So, I decided I would do a little bit of extra work here, considering that bedrock starts at Y level, starts at Y level 4, and Y level 0 it should be all bedrock. Although I don't know about this version, there might be parts of it that might have some that go through. But I decided to do this a little bit up here, kind of move this up so that way we can have light come through all the way to the bottom here. And as you can see, I've got a little slimy boy. Yeah, slime spawn around here. But I decided also to, he's really energetic, pushing me around. But yeah, I decided to go further and deeper into these ones, get as much of these diamonds as I can, because diamonds can be found between Y level 0 and Y level, I think it's 16. So the way I'm doing this mining is probably an old school way of doing things. I've actually been using this method since I played in beta, which has been quite a bit. It essentially means that I basically go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just put some torches on the next two. Basically, these are my quote-unquote poke holes, which allows me to see if I can find resources, and essentially just kind of dig like this, keep going down until I can find some good resources, and look for diamonds and gold specifically, because those are the things I'm going to need. But it doesn't mean I'm not ignoring you, Redstone. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing for this. I'm doing this off camera specifically because it's relaxing for me, and I don't. It's not the most exciting content to be putting out there, because yeah, it's just mining. So yeah, I think let's just see what I've gathered so far from doing, not only getting this dug out, but doing a little bit below me and kind of going through some of these as well and getting some of the resources from them. Alright, so here's some of the resources that I've gathered. As you can see in my inventory, I'm starting to use a lot more iron tools. That's because I'm getting a lot of iron, and while it's still breaking like pretty fast, like I get a good return for what I mine out. This here is my redstone chests so far. I haven't mined every single piece of redstone, just the stuff that's kind of around. I have done a little bit of caving and found some other extra stuff, but this one is the one that is going to be the most important. I have 56 diamonds. Actually, you should add tend to that because I do have my first diamond, and I did create my first diamond block, but those I'm putting into my little um, chest where I have all my firsts in the starter house. I did the same thing with the with a gold block and with an iron block. However, in order for me to get the resources that I need to get 18 stacks. 18 stacks of each of these. Like, that gives me the 2 stacks of diamond blocks, and the 2 stacks of gold blocks. So I got a lot of mining to do, which is why this is, that's not a bad start in alpha, having 56 diamonds and like, let's see, carry the 83 gold ingots. Yeah, just, but yeah, over here I've got my stone. Probably could do with putting some more stuff for stone. Maybe I might do something right there. Because stone is going to be a big thing. Here's the dirt. Nothing here, nothing here. Here's our gravel and flint. I don't have anything set up for here yet. Let's see, this is our wood chest. And yeah, I think that's the last of it because I don't think I have anything up here. Oh, I do. Look at that. But I don't really have anything in here either. So, but yeah, this is kind of where we're gonna have some of our storage. Keep things stored nicely, so in that way we can continue gathering resources. So one of the things I want to talk about also is redstone. Redstone actually was very central to Minecraft's success, considering that redstone, well, it might just seem like it's nothing, was essentially a way for like, kind of like electricity, but not really. In fact, let me just go get some supplies. So here's some of the resources that I've gathered. I wanted to show you how I made some of these things. So of course, torches, redstone torches are, that's pretty simple. If you do one of those and one of those, you get the lever. Here you go for getting an iron door. If you move these over and you put a stick right there, you get your rails. But some of these actually had a different way to get these, specifically the stone button, the stone pressure plate, and the wooden pressure plate. To get the wooden pressure plate, you actually had to use the slab recipe, which wood slabs weren't available yet. And in order to get the stone pressure plate, you had to use stone to get that, because if you use cobblestone, what you would actually get is the smooth stone slabs. So those were completely different. Also, to get buttons, as you can see, one stone doesn't give you a button. You have to use 2 stones to get a button. And I just wanted to test out some other recipes. So here we have our base here. I've got myself a repeater. Oh yeah, I could do one of these. No, it's here, toot. And let's make a piston. Oh, let's make ourselves a dropper, because we should. Well, no dropper. As you can see, limited resources for getting all the stuff you want for redstone. Obviously, quartz isn't in there, so you can't make observers or what else was it? Comparators or daylight sensors. You were kind of limited at some of the stuff that you could make. So your only main inputs are these 4 pieces right here. The button, the 2 types of pressure plates, and the lever. Your only outputs are a door, which could be either a regular wooden door or a iron door, and tracks. So those were pretty much it. So when it came to Redstone, back in the alpha days, Redstone was very rudimentary, very simple. And in fact, I'm going to take a bit of cobblestone and kind of show you kind of how Redstone worked. All right, so up here on the fourth floor of the mining tower, I actually built this area out back. This will be kind of a little bit of a redstone testing area for now. I may change where I put this. I may put this somewhere else, but figure this is a good place to actually kind of throw down some redstone. It's a good little testing area. So to start off, obviously, you've got your regular redstone dust. You know, it goes out 16. If you put a light source or a redstone signal to it, it'll only go out 16. So let's just pop that here. So this basically is giving us a little bit of light, and it's going to empower the redstone here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the 16th one here is not going to light up, but all the rest do. The other interesting thing with this version is there is either a powered state or an unpowered state. There is no actual signal strength, although I may be wrong on that. We'll have to play around. So let's just take these two out and let's put down a block here so we can extend it. The only way you could extend it is by using an inverter or a NOT gate, which is literally just this. So the signal can only go out 15, and in order for you to continue the signal on to go somewhere else, you literally had to use a NOT gate to basically unpower this, and then you would have to use a NOT gate to power back on. Using this kind of basic idea, this is how we started working with Redstone. Redstone used digital logic. So digital logic is a computer science course that basically gives us the underlying logic system that drives the electronic circuit board. That's what's using all the stuff that we have in our powerhouse computers. The basics of it are all found here in digital logic and are all found here in Redstone, because you only have two states. You have your on state and you have your off state, and you switch between those two. You use the different logic gates that are out there to activate different things, and you can kind of create different pieces of basically a computer. And if you were so inclined, you could make a very basic assembly level computer in Minecraft. I know that there's a lot of people out there who have made higher level versions of Minecraft or computers in Minecraft where they literally can make their own games or copies of games in Minecraft. But again, this is the basics of it, and in order to do some of that, like, you have to have a lot more redstone stuff. So let's just kind of start with the basics and we'll go from there. So we had different ways to activate it. We had our levers, which, you know, I don't know if you actually get the levers if you do. Okay, you do get levers back, which is good. You could put them on the ground and you could put them on the side, and they would allow you to do any kind of powering. So if you did this, obviously it would stay on or stay off dependent on the state that the lever is on. Buttons, you would put them on there, and they would only be activated for a little bit. Now the question is, do I get a button back? I do get the button back. Pressure plates, I think, are a little bit more unique in the fact that If you put them down and you step on them, then they activate. So it's kind of a, here's something that you can have to activate. And if you put a couple of stuff on it, the wooden pressure plate would get triggered, but the stone pressure plate wouldn't. So having your items on a wooden pressure plate would activate something, but having a mob on stone would activate it, as well as the wood. So a little bit of difference there. The only thing I think is I don't think you can get your wooden pressure plate back. And I don't know about your stone. Oh, you can get your stone back, but not the wooden. That definitely changed in the future. So let's put down our iron door here. And let's put together a little bit of redstone to that door. So if I was to just put down a button, which if I do, I would have to do it, because I can't actually put a button on the floor. I would have to do it this way. If I press this button, that door opens. And it opens for as long as this button is active. If I replace that with a lever, and I activate the lever, it'll stay open or closed depending on the state of the lever. So if we just put the pressure plate down here, we can see that it opens and closes. And the same would probably be with the wooden one, but again, you lose that wooden one. The other thing you can use for this is rails. Now, rails are also used with minecarts. So if we had a rail system coming this way, and essentially we had a minecart that would go this way, it would only go in this direction. But if we were to activate, and I'm just going to use a lever because a lever is easy. If we were to activate it, you can see that the rail changes. So it allows you to go in this direction. Or if you come from this direction, it'll keep you going straight. So those are the different ways you can use redstone. And that, again, making redstone contraptions in Minecraft early game, there's only a limited number of things that you can do to basically say, hey, yeah, this is how this works now. You'd basically use a lot of the inverters to make the different AND gates and OR gates and exclusive and exclusive or all the NAND and NOR, all the different gates. You could make yourself clocks of some kind, but they would be really bulky. And honestly, the modern Minecraft has a way better system of supplying the different redstone pieces that are needed. Obviously, having things like hoppers is great, dispensers, droppers, and even having the crafter in 1.21, which is hopefully coming out soon. Again, when I started this, it still was in snapshots, but now they're starting to get to release, so hopefully soon. But yeah, just the different redstone pieces, it just made redstone better and made Minecraft that much more fun. So now that you've had a little bit of a redstone tutorial, I'm sure there are obviously maybe better channels out there for redstone. I figure, last time we did do a little bit of gathering of some seeds, and I kind of need a farm because, yeah, I'm kind of just out of food. I mean, food isn't as important in this version of alpha. Obviously, I don't have a hunger bar, so therefore I'm not, always hungry. But trying to get pork chops from pigs is, well, I mean, sometimes it's a little difficult because of how passive mobs spawn here, but a better resource is wheat. Hence why I should probably start working on getting these seeds set up. So I need to get some stone slabs, and I'm gonna go back over to where I have this area over here. I've got a nice little flat area by the mining tower. Might cut down that tree there, maybe flatten that out a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. Do a little terraforming. And maybe this area will be a nice little place to have like a farm of some kind. That way we can grow our only wheat. Because no carrots, no potatoes, no beetroots either. No melons, no pumpkins yet. So I'm gonna start working on getting an area set up over there. So I figure for starting off this farm, we're just gonna start by doing a little bit of work here. First of all, we wanna have ourselves a nice little water area. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna cover it like so. We're gonna gather this stuff up. Oh, hey, that's an interesting thing to note. When you mine a double stone slab, you only get one slab. That's an alpha exclusive. So we've got our water down here, and I made myself an iron hoe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, look, seeds. And basically, I'm gonna till this ground, and I mean, obviously, you know how to make a basic farm here. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and make sure that this is protected from animals, as well as other mobs that might come for our food. So we're first going to kind of put this up here. This is going to be our entrance. And then what I want to do is I kind of want to make this a little special. So while I was working on the pedestal over there, when I was putting the base down, I mentioned that you could only put down the bottom slabs. And if you had a bottom slab and then a bottom slab, you couldn't actually put a top slab on top of this one. So you couldn't fill that little gap in there right there. So I think this is actually going to be kind of a neat pattern if we just kind of build this up here. And I'm actually going to build it up to there. And then we do that and that. So it's going to have a nice little look to it. Actually, as I'm looking at that a little bit more, I think I want to have lights in the corners. And in order to do that, I obviously need, the space for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do, let's see. Come on, out of my way, sheepy. 2, 3, 4. Get another one of those. Yep. And get some more of that. And we'll just put up some of the corners. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put a little bit of a torch on top. And then we will go all the way across this way. Oops. That happens sometimes. And then we'll put a bottom. So that way nothing can kind of sneak into our crops and trample them. Alright, so here we are. We are done digging up this place. But as you can see, farmland is a little finicky. Sometimes it just, like, you can see that some of it is getting drenched, but some of it is just becoming dirt again. And it's generally kind of where I'm standing sometimes. Rude. Put a door up here yet. But, I'm going to try and see if I can get some seeds down and maybe to grow some wheat. Again, in this version, there is no bone meal yet. No. I just put down that seed right there, and you could see that it just went away. So, yeah, gotta be a little bit careful. Hence why I need to get a door. So I'm gonna go grab a door, and I'm gonna plop it down, so that way I'm the only one that gets in here, guys. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Got myself a little door, and that should prevent mobs from getting in there and trampling my crops. Yeah, maybe I can keep myself from trampling crops, because sneaking makes it better. Maybe that might be the route to go, because if I'm just walking around on it normally, it might trample. Again, I'm not actually 100% sure how farming stuff works in alpha, so this is kind of a test for me too, so let's learn together. How did farming work early game? Oof. Man, I'll be sad when that goes away, but at the same time, kind of fun. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put that up there and make a neat little path. I placed my sugarcane down here, so that way I could get some more sugarcane growth. Maybe I can get a bit of books going, so I can get some bookshelves. Obviously, enchanting's not in, so I can't make an enchanting table yet. But that doesn't mean I can't get a place where I can put an enchanting table. So that's why I'm growing them here. But one thing I did notice that was interesting is, in alpha you can't place sugarcane on sand. And of course, in alpha, it was called reeds, because sugar was not yet a thing. That would have come later on in, I think that was in beta that sugar came in. And yeah, basically the reeds were just there to make paper, and then the paper was there to make books, and then the books were just there to make bookshelves. So that's why I set this up over here, just so in that way I could passively grow some. Maybe eventually change it up, and obviously I do want to get it a little bit more manualized once we get slime block technology. The other thing I have in my inventory is the compass. The compass was made, you know how compasses are made. You have 4 iron surrounding a redstone piece, and it'll basically point you towards spawn. In alpha, whenever you die, you always spawn on the same block. It doesn't matter where that block is. You always spawn here. In later versions, that got changed to be in an area around the central location. So this is our spawn point right here. And one of the things I kind of did a little bit of cheating using an NBT editor is figured out where my spawn point is in this alpha world. And I have determined that this spawn point is at coordinate x66, coordinate z95. And so that basically tells me that that's kind of where I am. Another thing to note is the position of the sun. So the sun in alpha actually rose in the north and set in the south. In later versions, that got changed to rising in the east and setting in the west. But in alpha version, and for quite a bit, it rose in the north and set in the south. One thing to also note is north and south are irrespective of positive and negative. So if I was to go in the z direction, I would be going towards the south. This is where the sun is setting, so this is the south. And that basically means I am going in a positive z direction. If I go in this direction towards the north, I'm going in the negative z direction. And it's kind of the same with the east and the west. With the east version, you would be going towards the positive, and the west direction, you'd be going towards the negative. So since I know that my coordinate here is 6695 x, z, respectively, That means if I was to find 0, 0, I would need to go 66 blocks in this direction, making that a negative to go to 0, and then 95 blocks in that direction. So the main reason why I'm thinking of actually pinpointing where 0, 0 is, because I feel like if I was to actually build my big mega all series structure somewhere, I kind of want it in the center of the world, and I kind of want to preserve the alpha lands as they are, going off in that direction and pretty much in equidistance from 0, 0. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take some of this here. We've got to go 66 in this direction, and then we've got to go 95, which is going to be, let's see here, 95. It's gonna be 7 off of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you stay up there, Creeper. Yep, I'm going to go in this direction, block it out, and find where 0, 0 is, and I'll show you where that is. Right, so here we are. Made it my way to 0, 0. The 0, 0 is actually right here, so X0 and Z0 is here. Had to go 95 blocks in the Z direction, so from over there, and then this line of cobblestone is 66 blocks in the X direction, which means I'm in the positive from here to here, and you know that obviously X negative is over there and Z negative is over that way, because again, this line right here, that is 0, 0. So now that I've found my origin, I'm just gonna mark it with the cobblestone here, and yeah, I think that. What? You guys hear that, right? Hold up. Sounds like it's coming from here. What the? What is? Be warned, you are being watched. But yeah, I'm making a YouTube series, so of course I'm being watched, but X negative 256. Huh. There's a jukebox here. Yeah, I'm gonna take this jukebox, but there's no music disc. What? Yeah, that we're not gonna worry about that right now. We've got other things to deal with. Yeah, don't know what that's about. Well, I think that was a good episode. We did quite a bit. I showed you a little bit about what I'm doing on my strip mine up over at the mining tower. Got a little platform there for our little redstone tutorial. Kind of gave a little bit of a alpha tutorial about redstone. We did a little bit of farming. We talked about the sugarcane / reeds, and we actually figured out our way to our origin points, so where 0, 0 is. So I'd say that's overall a very productive episode. So I want to say thanks for coming along with episode 3 of Retrospective Progression. If you like the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'll see you next time. Later.